We're live from the Energy Dependent Studio. I love it. With me, JC, Stevie D, editor-producer Big Lou, and our new head of research department, Lucas. All the Stefanos, I'm outnumbered. Steve, how are we doing? How's the week? How's last week? You were sick at the end of last week?
Yeah, I was sick Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Just gutted through the work week. I was in total survivor mode. Felt like feverish, but I didn't have a fever. Couldn't be outside of like 500 feet of a toilet at any point. It was awful, dude. It was so bad.
That's bad.
And as we talked about last week, or a couple of weeks ago, my house recently flooded, and my bidet, I don't even have a bidet.
You don't even have a bidet anymore?
No.
Well, you got to order one.
I was making a mess. I don't have a toilet.
That's hard. How are you guys shitting?
Well, we have another toilet.
Oh, okay.
But the bidet doesn't fit on that toilet because that one, like the bidet attached. So you got to take the toilets, like the cover off.
Mm-hmm.
The
Bidets are so underrated, by the way.
They're way underrated.
So
it's
underrated.
the best thing in the world.
Absolutely, 100%, absolutely.
Yeah. So you take the cover off the toilet, and then you put the bidet in, and then you put the cover back on. And you put the bolts in.
Mm-hmm.
But the bathroom that me and Michelle have, like the cover sits back further.
Okay.
So the bidet would miss. It would just go right up your back.
And then trickle down and then just wash the poop.
Which would be
out.
cool. Yeah. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I went back to work this week doing the same stuff, doing the traffic for the utility companies, and it's a sweet gig.
What you guys doing? What kind of shit?
Service work. So the utility, it's ULS, and they're doing service work for the gas company, and they have a drill crew out there. Just basic, sometimes some flagging operations, which is, not fun, but at least it's not like all day long. We get a little break, we switch, we go to another job. And then a lot of times we can just set up a shoulder closer. It's a big enough shoulder that we can just go there on the grass. We can go right down the shoulder, and then we can just watch if, any equipment or guys come.
What do you do all day?
Listen, honestly, with everything going on, it's a good opportunity for me to, like, if I have to answer emails, for the campaign and shit like that. It's a great, I've actually been on Babbel teaching myself Italian, the basics.
What do you got?
Ciao, Stevie, come stai? That's hey,
it sounded
Steve.
so Chinese. Dude.
Yeah. Ciao, Stevie, come stai?
Come stai?
That's what it is, come stai? And then
that means how are you?
Yeah. And then you say piacere, molto bene. So that's very well, very well, very good. And I would say, and then you would say et tu, and that would be you.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm learning the basics,
Nice.
how to order coffee.
Get ready to go back already.
Yeah. I just wanted, listen, it really informed me of, oh boy, just really encouraged me to try to just learn it and just teach myself. I'm not going to be what is it?
Interpreter,
yeah. Right? But the basics, I want to be able to learn the basics. And listen, I might be able to, a lot of times Spanish is very similar to Italian, so I'll be able to pick up on some Spanish things too. I think it's just a good thing to feed.
It's a great thing to learn. Yeah. I mean, you're working a whole different part of your brain.
Yeah.
Do you play an instrument?
I'm trying, and I have taken a break from it, but I'm just looking at the comments here. Did it break?
She's talking about the bidet. No, it didn't.
I'm trying to say that again. What did you ask me?
If you play an instrument,
I do. I'm trying to teach myself the drums.
Mm-hmm.
I have a drum set down the basement.
So I think the same.
And you cannot put your nuts on my drum set.
Okay. Fair enough. I think the same part of the brain that you're working for learning an instrument is the same. It's same as the language, right, Lou? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, like music is kind of like language. Same deal.
That'd be the front portion of the brain, right?
No idea what part.
Lucas is shaking his head yes back
Research department.
Research department, Lucas.
What part of your brain does music?
The frontal, I believe.
And then what part does language? Very curious.
Let's welcome some people on here. Jen, Walter, Mike, Alexandra, Mike,
the temporal lobe, our research
Michelle,
department says.
Jenna.
The temporal lobe?
And the left hemisphere is language.
So they're not the same part of the brain. So I was right. Delete.
Yeah, but the front part of your brain is your learning, and the back part of your brain is your fight or flight, I believe.
Yeah.
So,
research confirmed.
All right.
Dude, do you find, so you're on this job, you're I mean, it's like, obviously you have not much to do.
I mean, keeping the guys safe is obviously, the traffic and the people
But when
safe.
you're on jobs like that, do you find that when you have something to do, it's like the most annoying thing in the world to
It
have to
really
do?
is. It really is. It's like I got something to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I should do it. And a lot of times I don't.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck that. I'm not
I
doing it.
hear
I'll
you.
wait till I get home.
Bro, no, I'm talking about work. Like you're sitting there.
Hey, Mom.
Comfortable as hell, right? Doing your emails, whatever. Someone knocks a cone down. It's like, I don't know,
Right.
300 feet away. And you're like, oh my God.
Oh,
like
right.
literally one of 10 things you have to do all day.
Yes.
And you can't summon the
The energy.
energy.
Yeah.
to, like,
Actually, I have been since all this weight loss. I have a lot more energy, so that has toned down. Does it still annoy me at times? 100%. But like, I have more of the energy now to say, "Fuck it, let me just get out of the truck and go fix it."
yeah, I find when I'm like working hard, I'm getting it. Like I don't mind doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But when I have a day like that where I'm just like, doing safety for a subcontractor,
Yeah, you don't want to do it.
and then there's something to do.
Right.
I'm like, oh, are you kidding me, dude?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, bro. It'll turn a good labor bad real quick.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
So let's get into this topic. Trump is sending in the Marines to L.A. They done fucked up now.
Yeah.
You don't send in them boys to just for a simple riot or anything. I'm assuming they're going to probably use rubber bullets. Unless they send a notification out to tell the police and civilians get lost because we're coming in to clean this up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really probably see that happening, but you're sending these guys in. Me as a Marine with that mindset, you send me and you ask me to go in to protect. That's the oath we gave, to protect our country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. They are a domestic threat to that state, that city. They're destroying things. And the way I feel is, if you don't want to be animals, if you act like animals, don't expect not to be tamed.
Do you know why they're rioting?
Yeah, they're fighting against ICE taking out illegals. So here's my thought on this, right? So here's my thought on this. There are several people from Mexico, all right, that are here illegally. They're running around that city with the Mexican flag, the country they don't want to be in, burning and destroying the country that they do want to be in. So why are you here?
Yeah. Why are you here?
Right. So that's what I don't get. But when you send in these guys, like my son was stoked. He's like, man, I wish I was still in California. Now, as a father, I'm like, hell no. But as a Marine, I can understand his mindset, because if you tell me I can go in with rubber bullets and do this, it becomes a complete video game to the Marines now. I see people getting hurt. This definitely calming down. I see bars being packed, and I see a lot of women getting pregnant with the Marines coming in. I mean, that's just the way it is. These guys it's a mindset. We're going, and believe me, there's pushback, which there probably is. Once we see one of our own get hurt, it fuels the fire even more. They're not going to back off. They are going to. Wow, that looked awful.
It looks bad.
It looked bad when you
They're
just did
lozenges.
that.
I'm trying to stop.
When they're coming in, they're going to come in full force, and if they see one of their own get hurt, it is just going to fuel the fire for them to push more. These people are in trouble. Like, you don't call in the Marines, like National Guard, they have them there. But when you call in a unit of 700 Marines out of San Diego from this unit that's coming, it means it's serious, and it is a serious situation. We are. Can we talk about it? Yes, we absolutely will, Jenna. I promise you. It has 2 smoke shops in town now, literally 5 miles away from each other. Yeah, hold on. I'll get back to that, Jenna.
Stop interrupting.
Yeah,
man.
really.
Jeez.
So we. So when they're going to send these boys in, and there's going to be hell to pay. You fucked around. Now you're going to find out.
Did you see California is suing Trump for sending the National Guard in?
That's what their job is. People always think that's military.
How do you do that? What are you suing them?
We serve, and we're constantly defending borders of other countries. Why are we not protecting our own land? That's what we're meant to do. So I don't understand what these people are all up in arms about. Like, you'd rather see things get destroyed? This is what you think is okay? Because I guarantee you, in other countries, it does not happen. They will get shot by police for destroying things and stuff like this. So I don't understand why people think it's okay to go out there and do all this crap and then they turn a blind eye to it.
It makes you wonder if it's like a political thing. Like if you know how they pay people to go protest, they pay people to go, I don't know, maybe riot. I don't know. I don't think you can pay people to go riot, but it's definitely illegal. But I wonder if it's like a political party or something like that, like trying to, like, I don't know why they would do it.
Yes, Jen, they actually did. They set in the Marines and the National Guard during the Rodney King stuff. So this isn't something new. Like, this is something. And let me explain as a veteran. As a veteran, we are so disappointed and embarrassed by the American society. We go out and serve and protect the rights and freedoms for people to have them, and then people turn around and do nothing but abuse them. Like, you have freedom of speech to a certain extent. You have freedom of choice to a certain extent. Like, you don't just go, you can't have anarchy. You can't just say, I can say whatever I want, do whatever I want, pound your chest with I'm free, and then expect these guys to go out there and protect your rights and your freedoms, and you act like an asshole. It's embarrassing to a veteran. It really is. It's so, we sit there and wonder, why the hell did I serve my country for this crap? You know what I mean? And then when our men are called upon, they want to say, no, this is stupid. We can't do this. No, absolutely we should. There has to be some type of law and order. You can't just have anarchy.
I wonder what like why. So they're rioting because there's illegals. Because they're throwing illegals out of
because
California?
ICE is coming through and scooping up illegals.
And it's not. Is it the illegals that are rioting?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that kind of makes sense.
Right. They're already breaking the law by being here illegally.
Yeah.
Now they're destroying things.
Are there like American citizens that are joining that? Like, is there like far left?
I'm sure
progressive.
I'm sure. There's gangs out there that I'm sure jumping on this opportunity to loot and riot for no reason just because it's going on. Again, stupidity. This is what I serve my country for these assholes to act like this. It's embarrassing. Yeah. So be ready for that, because when the Marines put boots on the ground, it's going to get ugly, and and rightfully so. So, let's see, Jenna, you wanted to talk about two vape shops in town, 0.5 miles from each other, honey. Listen. My only thing on this, Jenna, is we welcome businesses into the town. However, if somebody wants to open up, if a person wants to open up another vape shop right down the road from another one, direct competition, that's on them.
I mean,
there isn't any reason why. I don't think anybody told somebody, hey, no, we don't. We have. It could have been just the only other business that went to this piece of property or rental property and said, hey, we want to open up, and that person's going to take advantage of somebody wanting to rent their space.
You can bargain with these guys. I was talking to a couple guys that are they vape, and they're like saying, oh, well, right down the street it's only $20 for this, and then like this one will come down in the price, so you can actually
it's a competition.
Use that to your advantage.
Yeah, it's a competition. So unfortunately, I mean, listen, people aren't interested in vapes.
I don't like the Stewie Griffin high as a kite in the middle of White Horse Pike.
Stewie Griffin.
Come on, dude. Like, you got a high infant in the middle of the White Horse Pike?
No, wait. No, this is a vape shop. This is nicotine.
There's a vape shop. It's
what are they getting high
at the old flower place, right?
Yes.
Right next to.
So there's one right next to the Wawa.
Yeah, and then there's one right by the flower shop.
Which had closed. I'm assuming it reopened. I'm assuming because the guy that was in there had closed it, so I'm assuming it reopened. Jenna, is that?
Well, they just put that sign up with Stewie Griffin.
The sign on the pike of Stevie Griffin. Stevie Griffin with high eyes pisses me off so bad.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about, Stewie?
Yeah. You're going to depict. So Hamilton has an ordinance. We're not allowed to have a cannabis industry in the town of Hamilton, but Hamilton allows a 20 by 20. Huge sign of an infant high as a kite.
Again, this
in the middle of the biggest road.
This does go back to their right to have a sign. I mean, I'm sure if it was a penis, something it wouldn't be allowed. Stewie, it's Family Guy on that show pushes the envelope endlessly. So,
speaking of penises, I saw. Do you know one of our first conversations we ever had? Episode 1 was about the VMS boards.
Yes.
And I said you could very easily get into the computer, change the message. Well, I saw the reel. Someone put suck on these big old titties. It was great.
It had to be a labor too.
They had to watch
100%.
They had to watch episode 1.
Yeah.
They went into the computer. Sorry.
Why not Canada? It's I don't know what the actual Jen. I don't know the actual theory behind all of it with the ordinance. Something I will definitely probably look into. I don't see a downfall in it. However, a lot of people in town are very against it. Now I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they can just you can't even consume it on the property. And there's security guards in there and everything. You can't just hang out. It's not like a bar. You just basically pick up and
Hamilton was
go.
trying to put a grow facility in,
That would be
which is in a dispensary. It's not a manufacturer. You're just growing it and getting rid of it.
getting rid of it, right?
Yeah, and that got shut down.
Yeah, I mean, right. And I don't know, probably people are complaining about the smells. Is it very beneficial for the town? 100%. I mean, it brings in a lot of revenue for the town and that revenue could help with the infrastructure, with everything, the police department. I mean, that money is a good influx of money. Listen, maybe it'll get talked about again.
Well, to Tom Gribben's point, who was on here, and we discussed it at length.
Mm-hmm.
The concern from the town is that these cannabis businesses could detract other businesses from staying in Hamilton or from coming to Hamilton. And now, as we are like the only town like in the surrounding area. I mean, you got Chemung that allows it. You have Mays Landing that allows it. You have Folsom that allows it. You have
we had dispensaries literally.
Williamstown.
Yeah.
Everywhere around Hamilton has it, but Hamilton does not.
Right.
And it might be attracting businesses into Hamilton instead of those other areas.
It very well could be.
We could you could I obviously don't know the data on it, but the money from the revenue from those businesses could exceed what we would get from the 2% revenue from the cannabis.
Absolutely, it could.
It's a fair argument.
Yeah, it is, and again, we'll have a bunch of people come on, and there's going to be people that are for it, that think it's great. But there's a lot of people in town, a lot of older generations that don't want anything to do with it and don't even want to have it explained, which is fine. I get it. But I think it's a democracy, right? You have to get the opinion of the majority and see what's going to and go from there. So I think it's definitely something worth bringing up again, and just see what happens.
Yeah, definitely.
So along them lines with the town is I'm advocating and petitioning for a VA specialty care center. So what is that? A VA specialty care center, and Lou, you can throw it up on the screen here, and there is a QR code as well. You can go on my website. You can join this petition. You can sign it. Please share it. So this facility would bridge the gap of the inconvenience that we have for veterans in South Jersey traveling long distance, Orange County, Philadelphia, and Delaware for this type of treatment. They would be specialists, joints, eyes, nose, ear, heart, lungs, all specialists with minor procedure. When you start getting the major procedure, it's a much bigger hurdle to get through. So these would be all specialists, minor procedure. Also, this facility would include a transportation hub, which is very much needed for veterans to not only get to this facility, but to get to other facilities if they had to have a major surgery or something. They have transportation.
No, does this include mental health too?
Yes, there would be a mental health, there would be a sexual abuse office, there would be a resources office for people that do claims. It would have what I vision, basically everything a veteran needs to get at a one-shop stop. I would even throw in a souvenir shop.
It's kind of like CHOP. Like CHOP is like that.
Yes,
you take your kid there, and you don't have to like make 1,000 different appointments at 1,000.
100%.
It's like anything you need is right there.
Eyes, everything. So, and I think this isn't just a one. This is a much needed resource. We have over 65,000 veterans in South Jersey alone. 33, I believe, just in Atlantic County. So it is a much needed resource for these people that have to go these long distances. Now, people are mistaking this with a clinic. A clinic in medical terms is more of a family practice, primary care. This would be the next step from a clinic. So it would be between a clinic and a hospital where you would get major surgeries and you would need overnight and stuff like that, or major procedures. So this would be that in between, which is much, much needed. So please, if you're listening, if you're watching, please go on my Facebook page. This is on there. Tap it. The QR code. Lou will throw up the QR code, and you can even shoot it from your screen if you like. This is something I'm pushing for. I have a lot of backing. We have town council who is fully behind this. I'm talking to people like such as we'll get to her a little later, but a girl running for Miss New Jersey. She's actually using veterans and this as her platform, as her big platform. All the organizations, VFW, American Legions, DAVs, the auxiliary, which I'm a commander of, everyone is supporting this and spreading the word. It just needs to be spread more. We need more people to share this and get involved because this is a possibility. I have a sit down with Congressman Van Drew to discuss this, which I'm super excited about. I spoke yesterday with people from Cooper Hospital who are going to give me much better context for me to get a hold of through the VA. So this is all still very preliminary, but it's in the works and it is catching steam. I sent a message to the president through the whitehouse.gov to see if that catches any wind. But please, if anybody's watching and you know of anybody of importance with the VA, with the government, please get this in front of them. This is something that's much needed for us veterans.
Yeah, bro, you really don't got shit to do at work, huh?
No, I do. I listen.
I think that's a great cause. It would be great in Hamilton. We just had Jennifer Alvarado on this week. It just dropped a couple days ago. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Jen is a big advocate for veterans, specifically women veteran mental health. So I'm sure she's behind it. I'm sure you've been in contact with her. Yeah,
Jen has a lot of great. In fact, she's coming with me to the meeting with Congressman
I think she might have
Van
mentioned that in the interview.
So this is cool. It's big. This is something big. And listen, what did this do for the town of Hamilton? Well, it provides. It's a big. It'll be a big influx with just the infrastructure. It's going to create more jobs. It's going to create say it's out on the pike where we would hope to have it. All them businesses are going to benefit from this. So people are going to come out, eat lunch, go shopping. Yep. This will benefit all the way around. I expect it to be beautiful. I expect it to be beautiful, big, the most best thing ever in the world. No, I do. I'm seeing white pears, cherry blossoms, great landscaping. I see glass out front walking in. It being more like a circular type building where there's offices for every specialty, 2 floors, this would be something so awesome. Yeah. So I'm hoping this catches wind.
Yeah, good luck. If you haven't signed the petition, sign it now.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Cool. So, dude, Steven asked me total 180 here. We're in the car the other day, and Steven is trying to figure out infinity. Try explaining infinity to a 6-year-old. He's like, wait, but if I keep counting, how long will it take me to get to infinity? I'm like, bro,
infinity.
Yeah, infinity. Okay, but if I write it down in a book, I need a really big book. I'm like, you'll need infinity books.
This kid thinks just like you.
Yeah. And then he can't he's like, well, what if I put lines from the ground to the sky? How far would it go? I said, the sky's a very good spot to go because the sky is infinity. So yeah, you would get there, but there is no end to infinity. It doesn't end; it just keeps going. And I'm trying to explain this to him, and he's like, "Well," and then I thought of a fucking question that it disoriented me.
Oh boy,
what is infinity minus 1?
That's anyone. Research department, Lucas.
I mean, it's infinity.
What is infinity?
It's got to be infinity.
Infinity is pre-infinity.
It's like saying 0 times any number.
Premature infinity.
I imagine. But I'm thinking about it. I'm like, wait, what's the number before infinity? And I'm thinking and I'm the whole ride, dude, from Hamilton to Galloway. I'm just on Moss Mill Road, just in deep thought, talking to myself. Michelle sees my lips moving. It's insane.
Talking about right.
What the fuck's infinity minus 1?
What the hell is that?
999.
You have some great thoughts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Speaking of great thoughts, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, there's a lot of you always see these dad commercials where the guy turns into the dad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's that should hold. Yeah, that's a nice piece of equipment you got there. All that. No one ever
I'm
talks.
becoming that.
No one ever talks about girls being like moms. My wife
I do sometimes. I'm like,
is such a mom. Dude.
I say that all the time. I'll see, like I've told Jen Alvarado a lot of times, you're such a mom. Like when she has her kids around, there's actually a bunch of moms I say that. You're such a mom. Like
Can I just these are 3 phrases she said in less than 5 minutes. And I wrote them down so I remembered them. Who's a Scoocher Rooney?
Yes.
Scoocher Rooney. It's a good one.
Yeah.
A pain in the wazoo.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Running for the hills.
Running for the hills.
What are the hills?
The hills. You got to run for the hills to get out of to get out.
Can you explain that?
Yeah, you run. You're running for the hills. You want to get up and you're retreating. You're getting up the hills. You're getting away from whatever that.
Why would you go up a hill if you're retreating?
Because if you're up a hill and turn around, now you have an advantage.
Oh, it's a military thing.
Sure, it can be. Well, it can be looked at like a military. It can be
like
interpreted.
Sparta.
Yeah, it can be interpreted like that.
Oh, so she's a badass then,
Mm-hmm.
my wife.
Oh yeah, I told you. Me and her. You said it. Me and her were separated at birth.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you know what she does? She like no matter how low the volume is on the radio, like she has to turn it down. Like no matter what.
I do if I have to park or back up. That radio goes right down.
It could be a 1, and she'll just make it 0. It's
Exactly.
too loud. Like, she can't think. Like, my mom, dude, I cannot. Like I vividly remember being in a car with my mom 1,000 times. And no matter what, she turned the volume down. Like, no matter what. It didn't matter. I could be vibing. I could be loving the song. She's a wham. I can't think.
My sister, when I was younger, I would beg to go for rides with my sister in the car. And, like, literally beg, pain in the ass. She would put me in her, I believe this was a Firebird or Camaro. And I'd be in the back seat. And her friend would be in the front. And the speakers were right here. My sister they would purposely blare it full blast until I'd start crying and beg to get out of the car.
Really?
And then I'd get out of the car and they would leave.
Is there like anything better though than listening to loud music?
Anything better?
Yeah.
No, if I like the song, I mean, like, listen, believe me, Stevie B, some Spring Love.
Yeah.
I got the windows down. I'm cranking it right through town. I don't care who sees me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was jamming out in Wildwood today. Jamming out in Wildwood.
Jamming on the one.
Yeah.
Pretty active in Wildwood right now, huh?
What's that?
Pretty active probably down at the shore
Yeah,
areas
can
right
we
now.
let's do dumb thing of the week.
All right, so
Please do right to my dumb thing.
here we go. Dumb things of the week.
I'm working in Wildwood. How dumb is that?
Well, shore towns will allow this on certain roads if they have to get the project done or if they think it's like.
Do you want to hear the dumber thing?
Let's hear it.
Wildwood scheduled it. Like it was their schedule. Like we were like, are you sure?
Yeah, a lot of times that don't fly, but I guess they don't care.
Bro, I mean, when I'm telling you there's not a parking spot, like
You probably wouldn't
anywhere,
see this in Ocean City.
No way.
Yeah.
But in Wildwood, I mean, dude, there's not, and Lucas, our
Research and
our,
development.
our research and developer was tasked with no parking signs today.
Oh, nice.
Dude, I'm driving down this road. Bumper to bumper. I can't fit a cone between these cars. I don't even know how they're going to get in or out.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm looking at the limits of this job. And I see there's just one, like, no parking sign on a tree written in pencil. It wasn't even like marker.
Right.
It was just like no parking.
Yeah, right.
Right here. Yeah. I called him up. I'm like, dude, you might, there's no parking signs. Really kicked your ass today.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. So my dumb thing of the week will be, okay, so the service crews were out. They're getting ready to hook up the service. They dig a few holes up next to the house for the meter. They start digging for the main out near the road, and a guy comes out and he's not happy. Now the guy did have some of a valid point. The homeowner, they sent this notification out like 3 years ago, and the homeowner at that time agreed to the gas meter. No one contacted this new owner. The company assumed that, it was still a go. Guy wasn't happy. The dumb part was this guy came out and literally said, fuck this. I don't want Putin's gas. And it's horrible for the environment.
Oh my God.
And I was like, okay. And I kind of just laughed, chuckled, and walked away because I definitely wasn't going to get. Now, this guy, after he made his rant and did this, he came out with a bottle of, I think, Old Granddad 114 for the foreman. who didn't share it with his crew, from what I understand. But, it was a nice gesture. He said, listen, I'm sorry. I didn't want to, not trying to shoot the messenger. We figured it out. We appreciate it. But the guy mentioned also that he's selling his house. He's not, I'm not staying here. I'm selling this place. Right. So why wouldn't you want the gas line ran to up the value of the house? A lot of people, I'm sorry, but a lot of people do not agree with him.
Because then he would have to take the propane tank out of the.
He said something. He's geothermal, some crap or another, and he's got he runs off he has a bunch of solar and geo stuff. I'm not sure the exact term, but yeah.
So his whole house is run on electricity?
I'm guessing.
What's geothermal?
They have an old boiler. I think they have an old burner there. Which if he has an active oil burner, I wanted to tell the guy that's 10 times worse than gas. Gas is a clean burn. It doesn't smoke. It's a clean burn. So I don't understand how they thought how he thinks it was bad for the environment.
What is geothermal?
It's like natural heat from the ground.
Yes. So a lot of geothermal, you'll see it in Chris Stone has in his shop. It's water lines ran into the concrete.
It's water.
Yes, and then it's a heater, a boiler will heat that water.
And you're using electricity for the heater?
Yeah. No, that it heats the floor and that generates the heat from the floor. His shop will stay warm in the wintertime without a heater. The geothermal heats the floor.
That don't sound so bad.
No, but he said
I wouldn't want Putin gas either.
Yeah, he said something. It's not Putin's gas. I don't know where that came from, but that was hilarious to me, and that was my dumb thing of the week.
Yeah. Dude, we were on Route 9 last year. I think it was actually my dumb thing of the week at the time, and this guy came out, and because we were putting a we were putting they call them pickle barrels where two conduits meet, and we had to put it in his lawn. I mean, it was state's property, but it was in his lawn.
Yeah,
he had a shabby ass lawn. He came out, dude, in his underwear, and who he reminded me of? You ever see The Longest Yard, the gay one, the one who's
yes,
he's secretly gay.
Yes.
Yeah, they're like, who wants to kiss the guards?
Butterfingers, yeah.
He
popcorn.
reminded me of that guy. And he came out, he's like, the devil's in the details, and I'm the devil. We're like, I'm like, bro, I gotta get the fuck away from you. I was on Route 9 this week, actually, speaking of which. Mm-hmm. And this lady, we call her the cigarette lady, because she went up to the inspector and handed him a handful of burnt cigarettes. Like from her ashtray. Just
he's like, here you go.
Yeah, it was a gift.
Thank you.
This psychopath, dude, made me sick. This girl.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Anyway, so she comes out and she was hollering at us. We were there was a washout. There was a pickle barrel in her yard also. So there was a little bit of a washout just from whatever. I guess when they drill or whatever, right there where you put the pickle barrel in, you have to excavate all of that so that you can make your connection into the structure.
Okay.
So, if you're not compacting it perfect, which you can't compact dirt perfectly. Mm-hmm. There could be a little bit of washout. There was a little bit of washout, and she comes out and she's like, "This is just bad. You guys are bad." We're like, all right.
Sorry.
As a subcontractor,
right?
Whatever.
You guys are horrible.
Do you want us to fix it, or are you just gonna holler at us the whole time?
That's what I like. People just love to complain.
Oh yeah,
that's all they want to do. People just love to complain.
11 a.m.
and they hate when people want to help them.
Yeah, 11 a.m. on Monday. What do you why are you home? Number one,
don't you work?
Yeah, you do anything?
My father will say that every day of the week. Where are these people going? Don't they work?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, whatever.
Is it a sponsor shout out time?
Oh yeah.
All right. Let me first shout out Helmets to Hard Hats. If you're interested in coming out of the military, you're a veteran, and you want to get into a good career, you can even be a reservist. If you want to get into a good career, work with your hands, get into the union trades, contact Helmets to Hard Hats. They are the gateway for veterans and even active military reservists to get in to a solid union job. Work with your hands, feel gratified at the end of the day, and make some decent money and benefits. So contact Helmets to Hard Hats today.
Yeah, if you are in the market for a home, you should buy with Byrne. Hit up Remax Community, buy with Byrne. He's the best in the business. He's sold me and my house, Jenna, my sister, my mom. He's the best in the business. Buy with Byrne.
Buy with Byrne.
Yeah. Also, if you're looking for a Bloody Mary, or an espresso martini, limoncello, espresso martini. You got to try. Let's be frank. It's the best. I say it every week. I'll say it again. It is the absolute best. Go to Frank's-Way.com.
His Bloody Mary mix is outstanding. It was
Yeah,
delicious.
it's fantastic.
And let's not forget about our sponsor. Snouts and Stouts are the official beer of the Two and a Blue podcast. We are live, by the way. And they are actually going to make us a beer.
They are.
Okay.
Yeah. So I sent I saw Alex asked about that earlier. We trash talk. So I sent her our logo. I sent her the QR code, a little saying about us. And I'm picturing like a nice metallic blue can, Two and a Blue. Yeah, I'm really excited to see. I'm excited to load that fridge up with some Two and a Blue brews.
Outstanding. So keep an eye out after this summer.
It's delicious. It's the Pilsner.
Yeah.
It's the best thing they got.
And Stouts and Stouts is also a dog friendly environment, which hence the Snouts and Stouts. You bring your dog in. Actually, it's a great place to just go during the summertime and just relax outside. You're right on Bellevue Avenue. Bruni's Pizza across the street, the taco place next door. You can get some great food. So yeah, enjoy that Snouts and Stouts. And we thank them for their sponsorship. Let me jump into real quick. I mentioned, what are you doing?
I ran over the fucking thing, dude.
You're a mess. Lou is going to want to kill us. I've been moving around. You're moving around.
A couple weeks, Alex. Couple weeks. It takes time.
Relax, Alex. All right?
Things don't happen overnight.
Come on.
Yeah.
All right. I mentioned this young lady earlier, running for Miss New Jersey. Her name is Emily Cooney. Stunning young lady. She's beautiful. She's running she's currently the Miss Cape Resort. She's running for Miss New Jersey, which I believe is this weekend coming up. So we wish her a very good luck. She's a huge advocate, and one of her big platforms are veterans and this VA specialty care center. So she's going to be, pushing for that during her journey. And we wish her at Two and a Blue, we wish her the best of luck on this Miss New Jersey pageant, and we hope you win.
Yeah. Did you get to talk to her?
I did. I actually met her at the last Coffee with a Vet. She came in, obviously. She has a grandfather who passed away. He was in the Vietnam War, and a cousin who's currently a captain of one of the branches. Don't quote me on what branch. I want to say it might be Marines, but I'm not sure. And, this is something she holds near and dear to her as the veterans and advocating for the resources that we deserve. So, yeah, I loved talking to her. She was, amazing young lady. She definitely doesn't seem her age. She's very much more mature than what her age is. And, yeah, full support from Two and a Blue.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
So, all right. You're driving down the road. You pass a cop. You're going 15, 20 miles over speed limit. Do you hit the brakes?
I just get off the accelerator.
That's what I do. I don't want to insult their intelligence.
Yeah, right.
That's how I feel. Like they caught me.
Yeah, I mean, if I see him long enough up the road, I may I may tap the brake just a little bit, just kind of get down in speed. But a lot of times if they do hit me with the radar and I see them pull out, I actually pull right over immediately.
I do too, immediately.
And actually, a lot of police officers will respect that and be like, slow it down.
Yeah, I lost a cop like that one time. He lost me. I was on Route 9 in New Gretna. Like it is, dude, this place is swarming and they pull people over just left and right. It's just like speed trap after speed trap. It's like 35, 25, 45, 40, you can't even, you got to like read the speed limit signs or you're getting pulled over. So I'm driving, I pass a cop. I know I'm going too fast and I see him starting his turn. So I just pull right over. I pull right into a parking lot. This guy just whizzes right by me, right. So I'm like, oh, I guess like I thought it was like a miracle. Like I was like, maybe it wasn't for me or whatever. Maybe it didn't see me. I don't know. So then I pull back out and this guy turned back around again, saw me, turned back around again. I pulled over again. He pulled in and he's like, I'm like, bro, I was trying to like get off the road for you. I knew you were coming. He's like, I figured. Oh, you're good.
Right, and they respect that, right? No, you're not going to be idiot. Let's see what Alexandra has to say again. They can see your speed well before they even physically see your car. Do you know that for a fact, Allie? Do you know that? Is that a factual statement?
It's like a deer can smell you.
And Mom, did you have your seatbelt on? Of course he did not.
I piss Flounder off so much because the thing just dings.
That thing was dinging in the car. Ding, ding, ding. I'm like, do you want to investigate that noise? Like, what is like?
I don't even hear it.
It's just unreal to me.
Yeah, I don't even hear it. It drives me nuts. I've been trying to wear my seatbelt. My son has been like he asked me to wear my seatbelt, so when he asked me to, I do. I don't remember to. I don't know how I ever like.
It's not a very good example for the children.
It's not. You're right. I don't know how I ever not got into the habit of like wearing a seatbelt.
I blame Michelle on this. She should beat you.
Well, she wears a seatbelt.
She should holler at you and beat you.
Her family, her dad is a real stickler for the seatbelt. Won't like get.
I used to not wear it, but now it's like now it has become a habit. Like I put it on. I just just do it.
So it would become a habit if I did it.
Yeah.
How many times you think?
21 days.
21 days.
The change in habit. A lot of times I have read somewhere, especially with the stuff I've been through. If you can do something straight for 21 days, it kind of like resets. It's kind
I think that's bullshit.
Oh, okay.
I call bullshit on that because I've eaten good for 21 days, and bro, day 22, I'm like, I'm ready to eat some shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's a mindset.
It is a mindset. It is. Like if you make a decision to do something, your 21 days is day one because you're just doing it. Like you can't if you're forcing yourself to do something.
But after 21 days, it could become habitual. So then it's like it just becomes a.
I thought
nature.
it was 21 days to break a habit.
Yeah, but that's the same difference.
But I've gone 21 days
You're
without
breaking,
doing stuff, and I still like.
That's because in your mind you want to go back to the other way.
Yeah.
You just can't wait to finish that 21 days. So I feel like the 21 days gives you a chance. If you really try, you are changing your mindset and involuntary making a habit of what you're doing. So when I decided, and it was this is a journey with alcohol, not to drink, it was tough, but it didn't really start kicking in and working for me until I was taking it very seriously that I don't want alcohol. It's not worth it. It's not worth it for me. It's not worth it. It's just, it's bad. Everything comes bad for me when I start drinking. So, after a while with that mindset and not drinking, it has become much easier and easier. I was in the beer garden at the food truck festival, and I walked around, said hi to people, not even thinking that I want to drink.
It is a mindset. Like it's all like when I was dieting. I'm sorry.
Are you dying?
I got like a thing in my head. It's not coming out.
Yeah. I'm sure you do.
Yeah, you know all about that, don't you? Yeah. When I was dieting and I was like on it and I was like focused, I had no problem. Like they could order pizza for the family. I had no issue with it. Now, like where I'm like, I'm trying to diet, but I'm not I don't have like the motivation I did. And, like I can't it's hard for me to pass up like a slice of pizza or whatever. Like, what do we do? Oh, they're doing Steven's, he's having like a pizza party after his last game tomorrow. And like last year at this time, they had the same pizza party after the game, and I didn't eat anything because I was dieting. Like I was like, yeah, I don't need it. But like tomorrow, it's like, oh, well, I'm eating pizza tomorrow night. Like it is. It's just all minds. It's so weird, man.
It is,
and I don't know how you get that. Like I don't know how you get the. Like I don't know how you get to the point where you can make that decision to follow through with something.
I'm just going to do it. That's my mindset. This is what it's going to be, and I'm going to do it.
And you've done it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like how many times have you tried to stop drinking alcohol?
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean?
So there was much more things involved. There was much more underlying issues that weren't being addressed that were causing me to spike in levels that then caused the drinking. So it's an understanding too of what you're trying to quit.
Eating like you never went through that with food.
Yeah. So I was a very emotional eater. I'm not anymore. Obviously, I've lost 110 pounds. So I mean, that's part of it. Now, is the medication helping? Of course.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all it's different medications that are helping this. Not just the Zepbound, but also my depression and mood disorder medication that I'm taking, that helps you with the spiking level. So as long as mentally I'm controlling them high spikes and low spikes, if I'm just kind of like this, which is natural, people are like this, you're going to do that. You can control it more. You can then control. So it is a lot involved when you want to quit something, whether it be food, alcohol, drugs, anything, right?
Yeah.
Anything. It's much other underlying issues that you want to address as well, not just stopping. Oh, I'm going to just stop eating this junk. You know, no. Why? Why? What's it doing? Why is it affecting
I'm looking
you?
at these comments: discipline, consistency. Yeah. But like I've done stuff, like I've made decisions in my mind. Like my brain has said like what you want, what you're doing is not right. And I've known in my head logically what I'm doing, I have to stop doing. Right. So I have stopped doing that. I made like a decision with my mind to stop doing something. And I was disciplined and I was consistent. But the urge to do whatever it was never went away. So eventually, if that urge like never goes away, you're just gonna do it again. Like that. What's it called when desire meets opportunity?
Yeah.
Right. And if you have desire all the time, and you know what I mean, like you're gonna eventually like that perfect storm's gonna come, and you're just gonna be like, yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll just go back to not doing it tomorrow.
Jenna made a good point too. Not wearing a seatbelt is crazy. Yes, it is. However, let me bring this up. They made that a law, right? It's a law. So if you're not wearing it, it's breaking the law. This brings me back to people just don't want to be helped. There's literally scientific proof that it saves lives in an accident. And yet people, when it became a law, were up in arms like they are today when the government wants to try to implement something to make you safer. Everybody's, oh my God.
Have you seen the,
now you're making me, I'm a free person. Shut up.
True.
Yeah, but they're trying to save your life and cause less deaths. How is that an inconvenience to you?
Yeah. Well, I still don't think it's any of the government's business if you wear your own seatbelt or not. I don't think you're endangering anyone besides yourself.
No, I think I disagree on that one.
How are you endangering other people by not wearing your seatbelt?
Because I think when you're in your seatbelt too, it's a more sense of security. Like you're kind of like, you know what I mean? You're not distracted. You're not going to lean over with a seatbelt on into like over here into your glove box while you're driving. They wanted to make people safer. I don't understand why that's a big deal. If they want to make you safer, why do you disagree with that?
I think that's intrusive. I just think it's like saying everyone has to take the vaccine and you get fired from your job. Like they're trying to keep everyone safe.
There's a gray area with that one, definitely.
They're trying to keep everyone safe. You know?
Yeah.
And with the vaccine thing, it's like you can infect someone else.
However, they did that was so the government did implement that. The owners of them places.
Yeah, but they let them. They let that happen. They can't. You should not. That should not be a thing.
So the government should have stepped in and been intrusive to the people that own the companies and said, "You have to do this." It makes no sense to what you're fighting then. And that's
you can't to force someone to get a medicine.
You're forcing someone to put a seatbelt on, and you disagree with that. It's intrusive. So the government should have stepped in to the local owners of these businesses and said, "You have to do this." That's intrusive as well.
I think it should have been. It should have been. No, maybe not. You have to do this, but I think that's wrongful termination to terminate someone from a position that they have for not getting an experimental vaccine.
I disagree.
You disagree with that?
I disagree with that. If I own the business,
how is that not? How is that not?
You have a choice. It's a choice.
Yeah, but you're going to fire someone for not taking a vaccine that they know nothing about, that no one knows anything about. Like, look, I took the vaccine. I'm not an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah,
so I'll put that out there. Like, but I didn't like that it was so. It was so like you had to get it
because rules are like my wife just said. Rules are made for the stupid. Mm-hmm. And there's some very good validity to that.
Okay, but there's plenty of okay. So then why are they picking and choosing the stupid people that they want to help and not help? How come you're allowed to go drink alcohol? How come the legal limit to drive is 0.08? How come you're allowed to go sit at a bar and have however many drinks you want to have and get like shit-faced drunk? Why is that? How come they don't make that illegal?
Because that's your choice. They're making that your choice.
Okay, but why isn't it your choice to wear a seatbelt?
Because they're just trying to make you safer. Like,
So
listen,
why don't they make
if you're
you sa-
bringing
like,
in, if you're going to bring in,
That's what I'm saying. Like, where do you draw the fucking
If
line?
you're going to bring in the cigarette companies and obviously we know that influential money is definitely plays a part in this. I agree. Alcohol has killed people. Drugs have killed all these these drugs, like illegal drugs, and alcohol has been. Let's just put
Cigarettes,
alcohol,
tobacco.
Yeah, cigarettes, tobacco, alcohol. They have killed people, and it's been proven for years and years. But you're not going to take away. They're not going to take away from the
But
people.
alcohol
of that.
is one of two things on the planet that you can die from the withdrawal from.
Yes.
And it's illegal to I could go right now to the store, go get a fifth of Jack or whatever, and I could chug it.
Not everybody's going to do that, though.
No, not everyone's going to do that. But
Now,
still,
if the masses were doing that, if the majority of people were doing that,
lot of people-
I think they would step in.
bro, a lot of people drink alcohol.
And listen, they have stepped in. They made it they made a limit on what you can drive, right? Right? You can consume all you want, walk home. And if that was your choice to walk home and you get hit by a car, then that was your
Right.
choice. But they do have some regulations on this stuff.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, like, if you're going to say that the government has a right to step in and say you have to wear your seatbelt, then how come like people are up in arms about it, because it's like, well, why are you choosing this thing to make a law from? But there's like a million other things you can make a law about that would protect people from themselves, and you're not doing that. Like what is that? I don't understand that.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Here, let
And
me go. Let me go
where do you
back.
draw the line? Like, where do you
Well,
draw
let me
the
go
line?
back to if I own the business. If I own my business and I'm running my business, then it's my right to run it however I want. And if the people that are working for me don't
That's not
agree
true. That's
with
not
it,
true. You can get, if you hire someone with an afro, for example,
Mm-hmm.
and you fire them because you don't like the way their hair looks,
no, right? Exactly.
then
yes.
So that's not your right as a business owner, because then what? Now that's a crime, but it's not a crime for someone to say, no, I don't want to take this vaccine and no one knows about
Well,
it.
that person. I mean, this person hired them to begin with, so you can't hire somebody in agreement, and then fire them for the way they look.
Okay.
Now, this came up while their business was running, so okay, the business is set.
So so if you change your hair after if you interview for a position and then you change your hair
No, it's not
post interview,
yeah, that's not right.
then you can get fired for the way your hair looks?
I don't agree with that. No, I don't think that should be.
So how come businesses can't decide
because I'm
that?
protecting the health and welfare of my business. Your color of your hair doesn't affect my health or welfare.
If you
of the
have
business.
dreadlocks, you can make a claim that they're not hygienic.
No, I think
and they're not washing their hair.
I believe that I'm not going to tell somebody what they can do with their business, with their personal business, with the money they own, how they feed their family. I'm not telling them what they can and can't do with it. Under reason, right? Like, I'm not going to allow people to have prostitution out of their right. Okay. So you can't. So again, there's rules and regulations. Again, that should be followed. There has to be some type of law and order. But if I own a business and I feel like, hey, this is going around, and it's my belief that the vaccine is the way to go, then that's how I'm going to run my business. And if you choose, you have a choice. I'm not saying you can't. You have to take the vaccine. What I am saying is, if you want to continue to work here,
That's so fucked up, dude. That's so fucked up. Because a lot of people are.
if you want to continue to work here,
okay,
I can't have you. I can't have you come in. I can't have you. I can't have you being shirtless. What if somebody wants to come into work and work in the office shirtless?
That's a hygiene issue. That's a hygiene issue. Okay, just the same way. Okay, if someone is
A
working,
health issue.
Okay, how are dreadlocks not a health issue? How is that not a hygiene issue?
I don't see that
because
as
if you
being it.
don't wash your
And
fucking
obviously
hair,
there should be
you
procedures.
get dreadlocks.
There should be procedures. No, dreadlocks are just done by twisting your hair. You're talking about people with that have
It's
like
grease. You
like
allow
a
grease to
hem.
build up in their hair.
I thought it was just dreadlocks are just you.
No, you just
have
let
long
your hair,
and you just
if
tie
you
them
let
together.
your hair go for weeks and weeks
That
and
can't
weeks.
be. That's not true because people go to islands and get dreadlocks with good hair.
John, you're thinking of cornrows.
Yeah, you are thinking of cornrows.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right, whatever.
Dreadlocks are Bob Marley dreadlocks. Like your hair binds to itself and it looks kind of like cornrows.
All right.
But that so if a person owns a business and their employee says comes in and they're starting to develop dreadlocks, it's clear that it's because they're not washing their hair.
Well, then that owner is going to take the risk of being sued.
Well, he's gonna get sued. And is that a hate crime?
He has a choice.
That's an easy cop out, dude. Just saying everyone has a choice. Everything's a choice.
It's not a cop out.
But you're not making a decision. You're not siding with one way or the other. Like you're saying, like, oh well, it works here because
for my
because of this. It doesn't work here because of this.
Tell that person your opinion for how you run your business is wrong.
That's fine, but does that apply to everything?
It applies, I guess, to a certain extent for business owners, yes. Okay.
Then how is the way that you drive your own fucking car by yourself not your own fucking business?
Because you can't just go 100 miles an hour everywhere. People would get hurt.
I'm talking about without a seatbelt. The speed limit, 25 miles an hour.
Listen, if we're circling back to that, I feel
that's
like
how it started.
I mean, right. If I feel like it was done for safety reasons. It was done for health and safety reasons. I want to see something though here, Jenna. What is that word she just used? Header. What is that?
Trans theoretical model.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Lucas should have had this.
Our research, he does. He's got it ready to go. The TTM includes and integrates key constructs from other theories into a comprehensive theory of change that can be applied to a variety of behaviors, populations, and settings.
I had no idea what that means. Jennifer, it sounds fantastic. That sounds spot on.
Can you read that again, please, slower?
The TTM includes and integrates key constructs from other theories into a comprehensive theory of change that can be applied to a variety of behaviors, populations, and settings, hence the name trans-theoretical.
So that just applies to everything. It's like a thing that applies to everything.
It's like a hierarchical stages of change.
It's a thing that applies to any change of any kind.
The 5 stages of change. It's how to make change. Thanks, Jenna.
Thanks, Jenna.
I can use that on my.
How does that apply?
I might use that on my campaign trail. It's the 5 degrees of change, and that's how you make a change.
Okay.
And Alex wants to know, how did we get here? Because it's a podcast.
I don't know how we got here.
We just start talking.
Yeah.
You know us. We ramble. We're not smart. I mean, come on. We try to sound like we are.
Yeah.
Look into it, though, then wear a seatbelt. Look into it, and then wear a seatbelt. Yeah, that's your sister talking to you.
Oh, about yourself. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Done?
Yeah, does that wrap it up? How much have we gone there, Lou?
An hour.
It's 8 o'clock.
All right. I guess that's going to wrap it up for Two in the Blue. Before we go, I would like to tell everybody, if you're from the Hamilton area, don't forget, I am running for town council. Please vote Caruso, vote Hamilton first. Right down the line come November. Thank you all for tuning in. We were live from the Energy Defenders studio. For me, Stevie D, Big Lou, and Lucas, we'll see you on the next one.